Hi, beautiful shining stars. So I'm recording actually day 24 because I just had deja vu that I recorded 2023. So this is technically day 24. So today, when you open your journal, it says, "You are joy looking for a way to express." Esther Hicks. I just started reading this new book. I really don't even know the name. I think it's called like Have Fun or Enjoy Life. It's a very catchy title. It helps you kind of like enjoy the things that you are doing on a daily basis as you're manifesting what you intend and you desire. And the author opens up the book and says, he said, he expresses, you're not gonna like what I'm about to tell you. And he says, you want the shiny new car because you think once you have it, you're gonna be happy. You want the big home because you think once you have it, you're gonna be happy. You want the $1 million in your bank because you think that once you have that, you're going to be happy. So he expresses that until you start fulfilling your life with joy now, you are always going to be looking for the happiness. I talk about this all the time. Somewhere where I had a huge realization, and I shared this in my videos way back when, was when I saw Paris Hilton's documentary. Now, Paris Hilton, if you look at her, you think she has a fairy tale life. She has all this money. She has people upon people to do everything and anything that she desires. And me being a spiritualist and looking into Paris Hilton, I know that she's miserable. Like, she's not the truliest happiest person in the world. Of course, this is, way back when. She's now married. She has, I think, a kid. Who knows? Maybe she's finally fulfilled. But one of the things that she said in this documentary was, I will be happy when I make my $1 billion, because she had this huge goal that she herself wanted to make $1 billion. And that was such an aha moment for me, because I'm like, then you're not happy. Because if you're not happy in your now moment, if you're not happy with what you have, if you're not grateful for the things that are occurring in your life, the truth is you're going to always be chasing this so-called fairy tale, this so-called happiness, and just never going to arrive. Because even if it does arrive, which usually the people that are always looking for that happiness, they sabotage that energy because they have all of these blocks. I am working on a new course that I'm hoping that I could do it for the summer solstice, because I have a lot of projects right now in May that will talk about how to really tap into your own divinity to clear all the clutter and create your happiness. But in these classes, in these 30 days, I'm adding also a workbook where we tap into the unhappiness, the why you're not unhappy. People are calling it shadow work. I think it was very popular a couple of years ago, and a lot of people still talk about shadow work all the time. I didn't know what they were talking about. I see it as unblocking on a soul level, because you tap into the different areas of your life that are not working, that are not making you happy, and you change them. We could always look at someone that says, you're not beautiful, or you don't fulfill me, or just talk negative about you. I know, because I've had this my entire life. And one of the things that I had in one of my shadow works was that I was doing the shadow work about a time in my life where I was very beautiful, because I was in my 20s, I was thin, I had just had a baby, I was, youth, right? And I had surrounding of people that always looked, you had to be like Christy Brinkley, it was Cindy Crawford, Christy Brinkley, it was those really thin models. And I was a Kardashian, a natural one, so it was like, it wasn't the style, it wasn't the trend. That's why I look up to sometimes the Kardashians, to the what is the name of the girl that she's also really fun, the Nicki Minaj's, and because they're flamboyant, Cardi B's, because they were like, this is who I am. And the truth of the fact is, men always liked the booty, the thighs, they always liked that. But they wouldn't even say that they liked that, because it wasn't the thing you wanted, and women from all times, suffered in that. Let's look back. I'm watching the show of Antoinette. Her mother gave her over to Louis, Prince Louis, who was supposed to be the king of France, when she was only 14 years old. Now, I was very mature at 14. I mean, I got married. I was already with my husband at 15, and I was with child at 16. So I started extremely young. I was always very mature. But I look at my granddaughter, who's 14, and I see how girlish she is and how young she is. And I'm just thinking, Antoinette, like, she wasn't ready for marriage. She wasn't ready for that responsibility. And I mean, when she was already married to Louis, she hadn't even had her first period. Think about that. So it's like there's so much pressure on us by the outside world, by all of those naysayers, all of those stone people that create these different, this is how it has to be done, that we think in order to be happy, we have to be a certain size, we have to have our hair a certain way, we have to look a certain way, we have to live a certain lifestyle, we have to have a certain amount of money in the bank or drive a car. Like, this was like, I felt that this was very 1990s and 2000. I feel like 1990s and the 2000s were very materialistic. I thought that after 2007, with the huge recession that they lied about, that people would be like, oh my God, it's not worth it, But then you had people that were literally suiciding. You had Wall Street gurus, high-end SFOs that lost money to that craziness, and they committed suicide because they couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle it. The ego, the pride was too much. So if you don't find happiness where you are today, nothing is going to fulfill that. Nothing. And I know this because I work with so many people. When I do my unblocking, when I do my when we have these spiritual chats, that I go deep, they purge everything that they're feeling, what they're going through. I allow them to purge that vibration and energy, and then I pull it out from under them. I take them out of that energy, and then I put them back into place so they could realize that they're in charge, that they're in control. Because we go through, and this, I have clients that come to me, do this every single month, because they work as frontline workers, or they work as, high-end companies, that they have so much stress and pressure and responsibility. So, I help them kind of bring them back into their own place and their own reality. So in today's energy, I love how simply Esther Hicks puts it. She said, you are joy looking for a way to express. A way that I express my joy is through my creativity. A lot of people don't know. They think that this is what I do. They don't know that I'm an artist. They don't know that I have paintings. That I have paintings that I have one painting that I've worked on for over a decade. And I stopped working on it, and now I'm just like, I'm about to sign it, which I'm telling, I have to sign it because God forbid I die and I don't sign my painting, right? But the point is that what brings you joy? Today I saw Sarah Jordan on her YouTube channel. I asked that you follow her. She's magnificent. And she's singing. She gets on her keyboard. She sings her songs that, roar to her soul, and she just expresses her inner child, her joy, her funness. And you have to ask yourself, what is your joy? What did you love to do as a child that you stopped doing because you became a mom or a dad or a guardian or a spouse, or someone with a lot of responsibility? Or you lost a lot, you had a lot of traumas, and so you feel like you can't do this or that and the other. I literally moved from the city that I grew up in because first I wanted to leave in the 90s. And unfortunately, everything worked against me, and I didn't have the voice that I had in my 40s, right? So I said I will no longer live in a place that brings me so much stress. That if I get in my car, I'm stressed out. That if I want to go here, that I can't do the things that I want to do that bring me joy. And I would find joy because I used to love to go to the beach, and walk on Lincoln Road and go to the shops. I have a lot of fun memories there. But I detested the driving down in Miami. The people were horrific. I don't know what it is about the early 2000s, especially mid 2005, 6, and 7. The people that started to move to Miami are just rude, obnoxious. And then I think it's super funny. Like, they claimed Miami for themselves. Like, they own the city. Like, they've always lived there. And all they did was get rid of the real Miamians, the real people that grew up there. And I said, I love Disney. I'm a huge Disney fan. Even with everything that's going on, I absolutely love Disney. It just like, I'm a Walt Disney fan. I don't care about the bullshit that's going on. I don't care about the idiots that are running Disney right now. The truth is that when I go there, I see Walt. I see what he created. So I don't see all that crap that the governor and the leaders of Disney have or are trying to create. I don't look at that. Because when I walk into the parks, I am in Fantasyland. I am leaving the negativity. I'm leaving whatever chaos. And I get to do this on a weekly. I could go there if I want every single day. But then I do have to work. You know, I do have my responsibility. But whenever I feel down or it's not too much, I could just go to Disney. And what is your Disney? Where do you want to live? What do you want to do? You know, before, in my most rut type energy was Starbucks, because I didn't have anything. I had just lost my business. I had just lost my car. I had just lost my home, my 4-bedroom townhouse. I lost everything. And this was like in 2000, I think it was like 9. And it was really, really bad. Everybody was going through it. But for me, it was a family situation that didn't need to happen, but it was also a life lesson, because I thought that I was on top of the world, and there was a lot of unhappiness and a lot of dissatisfaction, and I stopped focusing on me and doing the things that I wanted, and I was just overwhelming myself. So I went through a trial of 7 years to take back control of my life. For those 7 years, I became the most spiritual person, the person that I am today, continuing to grow, continuing to transform. And I no longer allow anyone, not my mother, not my children, definitely not my spouse, to interfere with my happiness and my joy. Whenever somebody tries to get in my way, if I call my mom and she's spouting venomous, I tell her straight out, look, Mom, I can't, not today. And, you know, I send her love and healing and blessings, and I gotta go. And I hung up. So you want to assume that beautiful vibration and find your joy. What's your outlet? Is it painting? Is it singing? Is it nature walks? Is it swimming? Is it baseball? Whatever it is, do it. Don't feel like you're too old. There's clubs, there's communities. I talk about people all the time that do so many fun things. I'm actually working on this crazy new business that I want to do with my daughter that is going to be so much fun. And this is something that we're going to work on through the summer, because the summer tends to be a little slower. And then I have the Kickstarter. So this is going to be kind of like a fun-filled artistic project that I'm going to launch as a side business. So it's like creating your fun and then being able to even profit from it is like so much even greater. So I say busy day, fun, joy-filled with experience. Today you will do all 5 tasks and create a special relationship harmony time. In order to multitask and organize and prioritize, you have to be assertive. And this is always the tough part, when we really want to say no, but we always say yes. Does that sound familiar? Don't I always say that to you guys? You know how many times people are like, oh, can you do this and you do that? How long did it take me for me to stop doing rituals? Now I only offer very little rituals. I have my altars, and I don't even take all the clients anymore. It's like I'm at a whole other level. And it was because I had to assume my assertiveness. I had to stop living to other people's needs and responding to every single situation, because what I was doing was just bringing my down to the lower level, when what you want to do is grow and expand. I'm still giving, I'm still loving, I'm still sharing, I'm still doing healings, but I don't have to go now to that level. If you want to heal, if you want to change your life, you have to come up to my level. You have to do the things that I'm sharing right now. It's not the other way around. So you will look at that today as you plan out your task and your special time. Be creative, have fun, and do it with joy. No stress. There is no wrong. Just allow yourself to do the very best you can do. It is all about repetition and practice. So, the whole point that we started, where did we start at? On day 23? When did we start the daily actions? I don't even know. I think I'm gonna have to re-record day 23 because I'm having a moment that I feel like I did and then I did it. I don't even know. So if we turn the journal around, my post-it, sorry, you could see that I have like little spots for you to jot down your action. And I put 5 action steps towards your wanting, your desire. And then I write results. So you want the action and then you want to come back and write the results. Now, what I do in my journals is that, and I don't have any in front of me because right now these are full of stickers. Actually, I have one here. You get these guys at Dollar Tree. And what I do is I will put ribbons on them. So it's almost like a really special bookmark. Because while I love bookmarks, they tend to fall off. Or if I open the book, they tend to fall out. So I want something that I could hold, and sometimes I'll add my post-its to it so I know what I'm doing. If I have notes. So this is great for you to really organize and take the action towards your goals and intentions. If you are as far as day 24, then that means that you put in all the work because you're almost done. You have less than 8 days until you completely finish your 30 days with the Angels of Manifesting. So that means that you are taking actions towards your desire. You're seeing changes in your life. You're working with your angels, and it's quite beautiful to see the results. And then you want to come back and write them down. Now, if we go to day 24, which I might have to re-record, and I don't know I keep saying that. There's also areas. My pages are sticking together. No, we are on day 24. I meant day 23. Oh, I'm so cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, guys. Okay, here it is. Yeah, so day 23, I share with you a lot of like things for you to write. 5 action steps towards your goal, intention, desire, no matter what you're aiming at, taking inspiration steps. So the cool thing about this and why this is so important is because I notice in a lot of the work that I do with clients is that they want things, but they don't take no action towards them. So it's like, Daisy, I really want to make money. And I had one guy who was super stubborn about that. And he's like, I don't make enough money in my job. And I'm like, well, so-and-so, why don't you get a side gig? Why don't you sell stuff on Etsy? I mean, on eBay. Why don't you, I kept telling him like different things that he could do. So I met people. My post office lady, not only is she a post office, she also has a real estate business. I took an Uber the other day. Not only is he an Uber, but he's a teacher. So there is no excuse for you not to make money. Every time I hear people say, I don't have money, I'm just like, I've been there. I've been in the place you don't have money. So we could build the excuses, or we could go do the things that we need to do in order to make money. And it's so much easier right now because you have Instacart, Shipt, Uber. Like there's so many side gigs that you could do to make money. I know someone that tutors from home, English for children in Japan and China, and they make money passively because they create classes to teach. I have someone that does Spanish classes. Like there's so many different things. You could just tutor kids that need tutoring. Like, so what action steps? Like look at your desire, and then every day you want to do, and it could be simple. And this day, the 24th, you want to take action that brings you joy. Now, and in my desires and manifesting, I want to create a very wealthy lifestyle for myself. Now, this doesn't mean like wealthy, like I'm going to drive a Bentley and be snobby. No, this means wealthy that I feel wealthy, that I feel good. And what makes me feel good? So then I started writing a list when I, especially doing the shadow work and looking at the things that when I see wealth for myself, because everybody has a different definition of wealth. For me is certain clothes. It's not having clothes that have holes in them. It's not even about the name brands. It's more about wearing stuff that I enjoy and that I feel like I look good in. Being able to, like I said, go to Disney, buy my coffee. If I want to buy a little gift for myself, a t-shirt or a dress, being able to have the money to do that and not feeling strenuous if I want to. Like a week ago, we were on a little vacation with my granddaughters, and we went to the parks and we went to the pools and we went to the resorts, and I was more than able to splurge and have fun and not have to worry about, oh my God, I can't do this because this is money for that. Or, being able to live freely feels really good to me. And that is my definition of wealth. And joy. So doing the things and everything that I do is with joy, because creating these classes, and mind you, right now, I'm trying to finish these. My hair got stuck on my glasses. I'm trying to finish the angel classes. I'm trying to finish the extension wealth class. And I'm also working on my new Kickstarter, the Etsy Tarot class. So think of all the things that I'm working on. Plus I have my orders on Etsy. And you think, oh my gosh, she doesn't have time. And I do. I'm actually reading 2 different books right now. So I always make time to take, for me, if I want to sleep in, I sleep in. Today I slept till noon because I was tired. I was exhausted. I worked till 1 o'clock in the morning last night because I had a client who had a little bit of a mishap and she needed me. And, that's what they paid me for. So I did the work. And today I slept in because I take care of me first. And that's what is important. It's doing all the things that you love, creating as an outlet of your joy. If something is not bringing you joy, then it shouldn't be part of your life. Why are you doing things that don't bring you joy? And I know I'm not telling you this like talking down to you. I lived for years doing things that did not bring me joy because I thought that was the way of making money. I thought that because they were going to do this, I have to put in all this effort, and because that's what I was being told. And when you're very young, you believe all the bullshit. You believe all the lies. And then looking now at my life, I'm like, gosh, it really is a life lesson. It really is a learning experience, because if I had this mindset when I was in my 20s and my 30s, no pun intended, they would have not been able to fuck with me. I would have shifted everything so much earlier. But there's a point and there's a time and there's a reason for everything. It's because I'm meant to do this now. I'm meant to learn and express this now, because maybe I wouldn't have created these classes. I don't know. So today, 5 actions, and then you always want to come back and share the results of those 5 actions. Okay? For example, I'm going to start, so this is crazy. So I'm not launching it yet. I don't know exactly when I'm gonna launch it, but I'm doing my own special vlog on a different YouTube channel, which is like behind the scenes. And I've been wanting to do this for such a long time. You cannot imagine how long I've been wanting to do this. I follow other vloggers that I look up to, and I don't see anyone that does a vlog about their spiritual business and doing their things. I follow a lot of artists. And I could be wrong. There might be bloggers over there doing their spiritual business. I haven't seen them. If you know of some, please send them my way, because the more I research, the happier I am. But like, I follow Catnip. I love her. I love her arts. And like, again, I do my art stuff on the side, but I do it differently. My art is more because my last name, my maiden last name, is actually famous. There's a famous artist in my family. So I'm tapping into that. So once I go, my kids are left with all the paintings, and these paintings are, one of a kinds, never been touched by anybody else. So it's almost like, because people don't know that art becomes more expensive when the painter goes away. So it's really cool. And I already had a gallery that told me that they would love, because of my name, and they've seen my art, that they would love to like represent. And I don't know if I want to do that. So opportunities show up in so many different ways. I'm working with Sarah Jordan. She's Richwood. She's doing wonderfully. And we're collaborating next week on we're going to do 1 day a month on manifesting journals and books and stuff, and just sharing like our knowledge. So this is so much fun. I interviewed Ambika Walters from the First Angel Oracle card. She's in my Wealthy Witch book. It's just like so many crazy things have happened that it's just surreal. My Kickstarter fully funded, and it's growing and growing and growing. And that's not even, oh my God, this hair's driving me crazy. And that's not even all the other Kickstarters that I have in line. You know, it's do the magic, my friends. Do the magic. And let me tell you, all of this really flourished with my wealth class. That 44-day wealth class was so crazy. Was so crazy. And not just for me. The participants that did it, because there's some people that are in the class and they're just slacking. They haven't, you know, because they're in their own world, they're going through stuff, but it's there for them. The ones out of 8 people that did the class, or 6 or 7 people, I don't even remember. 5 of us, I'm gonna see if I do a Zoom meeting soon to see, like, so we could just chat and talk and exchange stories, because it's been surreal. I think I'll do it after I do the blueprint. And yeah, I'll see you on day 24.